Hi, and welcome to On the Record News. It's Wednesday, the 29th of March. I'm Jack Wannen.
And I'm Justin Lam. These are the stories we're following this week.
Israel's Prime Minister says he won't let pressure from the United States affect his judgment. U.S. President Joe Biden said earlier this week that he hopes Israel walks away from its proposed judicial overhaul. President Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel is a sovereign country. The judicial overhaul, if implemented, would give Netanyahu's far-right government almost total control over Israel's Supreme Court. Some critics say the change would hurt democracy in the country. Protests escalated on Sunday night after Netanyahu fired the defense minister. Yoav Gallant had expressed opposition to the proposed change.
And closer to home, observers say yesterday's federal budget was a chance for the Liberal government to demonstrate that the country is not broken. The three top priorities outlined in the budget were healthcare, affordability, and eco-friendly investing. The plan includes a $13 billion budget over 5 years for dental care for families that make less than $90,000. The net spending over 6 years is set to be $43 billion.
It's going to be a proud moment at convocation for the very first graduates of TMU's new law program. Koilan Azofefa caught up with some of them.
The first cohort of the Lincoln Alexander School of Law will be graduating in June. They told us what it's like being new grads of this brand new program.
Being the first cohort gave us the opportunity to really communicate with the faculty as to what we disliked, liked, or maybe perhaps suggesting improvements for future years. So I think we were able to create a foundation that maybe other years might not have been able to, right?
I mean, overall, it's just been like a lot of different adjustments. Each year has been looking very different. But I've enjoyed connecting with students as I've gone through the years, be it the first years that came in this year or second years now. There's a beautiful sense of community. So
the law school first opened up in 2020 while TMU and the rest of Toronto were in lockdown. Students had to attend classes through Zoom.
I would love to see a lot more courses that are social justice focused. This last year and this current year as well, I've been fortunate enough to take courses in that interest area, but I would love to see more of an emphasis on that area in particular. I think it's very important for all students to have that understanding, that knowledge, and that opportunity to engage in conversations that are very meaningful.
There was a mooting club wanting more mooting. There was an Access to Justice club really wanting partnerships within the community, and a Provo Students Canada chapter. So the growth is that there is this beautiful mooting program that's been established. So it went from conversations on Zoom and on screen to with the support of staff and faculty, and under the dean's leadership, creating a full-fledged mooting program. Still to grow, but that's there.
Other than continuing to grow the programs already in place and working with tech startups, the school hopes to continue to build a relationship with its graduating students.
Graduating class now going into the field to create and establish those networks and relationships and see what those students are going to do as they lead and change and shift the profession, and then come back and work with the law school to really expand the reach of justice that it was there to create.
It was because of the integrated practice curriculum, I think they did a really good job at showing us, this is what you're learning, but in reality, this is what it looks like.
For On the Record News, I'm Koilan Azofefa.
TTC Chair John Burnside says an improvement to transit safety may not happen as quickly as we like. Burnside spoke about safety yesterday after a 16-year-old boy was stabbed to death on the TTC over the weekend. Gabriel Magalowish died Sunday after being stabbed at Kew subway station. Police say the attack was unprovoked. It was the fourth homicide on TTC property in the past 12 months.
It's that time of year when you can check out how much money your parents or your boss is making. Yes, the 2022 Ontario Sunshine List is out. If you're a public employee and you make $100,000 or more, your name is on the list. As we'll hear from OTR reporter Cassie Argao, that means our university president is way overqualified. She asked students for their thoughts.
Ontario's public sector salary disclosure list, or the Sunshine List, for 2022 was released last Friday. TMU President Mohamed Lashami is on that list. I'll give you a second to see if you can guess how much he made. He made $426,973.12 in the last year. Now I'm at the SLC to see if TMU students can guess how much the president made last year.
Oh, I know.
You know? Just take a guess.
500,000.
Okay.
10 mil.
Okay.
10,000.
In 1 year.
50,000.
Yeah, I changed my answer.
Okay.
5 mil.
In the past year.
How much he made, like got paid?
Yeah, his salary in the past year.
37 cents.
Maybe our new question should be, do TMU students know what a salary is? How much the TMU president made in the past year, like his salary.
400K?
It's really close, 426,000.
25K? I'd say 30.
He made $426,000 in the past year. Last year, like his salary.
I'm gonna say like 100K.
He made $426,000 in the past year.
Wow.
I have no idea. Maybe like, can I say like a really big number? Like 300K?
Okay.
50K?
He made $426,000 in the past year. That's a really good guess.
Salary. 800K.
$1.3 million.
Okay, a little large. He made $426,000 in the past year.
130,000? Nah, it's around, I don't know.
He made $426,000 in the last year. President Lashami told On the Record News that TMU takes transparency and accountability of taxpayer dollars seriously, and that executives at TMU have dealt with a salary freeze for many years. So, how close was your guess? For On the Record News, I'm Cassie Argao.
If you follow U.S. collegiate sports, you won't need to be told that the March Madness Final Four is now set. The semifinals in the top college basketball tournament will take place Saturday. 9th seed Florida Atlantic will take on San Diego State. Florida Atlantic is coming off a big win over 2nd seed Texas from last weekend. And University of Miami will meet University of Connecticut. The championship game will happen just 2 days later on Monday.
Every day belongs to somebody, and this coming Friday belongs to members of the trans community. Here's reporter Aru Kal with some events you might want to check out.
International Transgender Day of Visibility is celebrated every year on March 31st since 2009. It is a day to recognize the systemic and societal challenges faced by people under the trans umbrella. If you are transgender, non-binary, gender diverse, unsure about your identity, or just want to educate yourself, here are some events in Toronto you can go to on or near that day. This Thursday, starting at 6:30 p.m., head over to the Tecumseh Auditorium on TMU campus for Eleganza Extravaganza, an event dedicated to queer and trans students. Pay what you can tickets are available online. The Comedy Lab on Brunswick Avenue is hosting an open mic night for women and non-binary people this Friday starting at 10 p.m. If you could use a good laugh, a drink, or even if you just want to make some new friends, Pay What You Can tickets are available online. This Saturday at 2 p.m., head over to the Center for Social Innovation on Spadina for a discussion about homelessness among gender-diverse people. Researchers from the organization Sistering will explore the intersections of gender and housing and talk about housing security in Toronto for women and transgender people. That's all for this week. For On the Record News, I'm Aru Kal.
TikTok. Every day, it's getting harder to keep up with what's going on. Luckily, OTR reporter Samira Balsara has been all over it for us.
Let's talk TikTok. Are you totally confused why people are snacking on frozen fruit roll-ups? Did you ever think a concert could double as a fashion show? And how is social media reacting to the Congress hearings on TikTok? Today, I'm going to catch you up on all that's trending on the app. In the United States, TikTok's chief executive officer, Shou Chew, testified before Congress late last week. Creators on social media said Congress have no idea how the app works. The hashtag CongressTikTok has 14.9 million views and counting. Skits, reactions, and edits have been created featuring clips from last week's events.
Use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the out.
What? The CEO of TikTok is testifying in front of Congress right now, and their going theory is that TikTok is tapping into your camera to see if your pupils dilate when you watch a video, and if they do, they'll amplify that video more. What?
It's clear that TikTok users in the US don't want to lose access to the app. Whether you're a Swiftie or not, it's been nearly impossible to avoid news about Taylor Swift's stadium tour, the Eras Tour, which kicked off about 2 weeks ago. For Swifties, this is more than just a concert. Fans are dressing up in all kinds of eye-catching outfits, from a literal traffic light, a reference to her song Death by a Thousand Cuts, to an Easter egg, and even a refrigerator. Swifties are circulating one particular part of the concert, her rendition of her song Illicit Affairs, a track from her Grammy Award-winning album Folklore. Fans are saying the bridge altered their brain chemistry, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of changed my life too. Have you ever thought of combining a fruit roll-up and a scoop of ice cream? I can honestly say the idea hasn't come to me until now. Creators on TikTok are adding a scoop of ice cream to a fruit roll-up. The ice cream instantly hardens the fruit roll-up, and it becomes a delicious frozen dessert. Let's try it out.
You do it like a burrito?
You just like, do you hear it? It's like freezing.
Ew, it's leaking out.
Okay, we've rolled it up. Let's try it. Oh no. Whoa, this is actually really good. Last week, I spent 18 hours on TikTok, so I better wrap this up before that number gets any longer. For On the Record, I'm Samira Balsara.
Eggy the Ram is no more. He's not resting, he's not stunned, he's not pining for the fjords. The mascot has expired. Who will replace him? Rachel Aversa has the story.
It's time to name our new mascot at TMU. At the start of this academic year, TMU introduced to us our new team name, the Bold, along with a new mascot, the Falcon. Our previous mascot was Eggy, the Ram, named after Egerton Ryerson. As part of the renaming strategy for the university, the team name and mascot were also changed in 2022. Students and community members can submit their ideas for a new name until March 31st through a Google form that can be found on the university's website. We spoke with Ryan McDonald, the manager of sport performance and head strength and conditioning coach. He explains what the Falcon means to TMU.
I remember a time when Falcons returning to Toronto's downtown core was really celebrated as a sign of both ecological recovery, but also from a sport performance lens. They're fast, they're agile, they're very intelligent. So they're something that really thrives in the downtown core, which I think symbolizes what we're looking to do as our own university as well.
Those who submit a mascot name will be entered into a raffle where they can win one of 5 TMU t-shirts. The Falcons' new name will be announced in the fall when the new mascot makes their debut. With On the Record News, I'm Rachel Aversa.
If you haven't had a chance to check the forecast for the next few days, we've got you covered. Here's Elle Laws with a look at our weather.
Well, Justin, you will definitely want to keep your raincoat and maybe a parka handy for today. Today is a mess with rain and snow mix on the horizon, high of 7 degrees in Toronto. That said, feels more like 3 degrees with 3 millimeters of precipitation within the next hour. Temperature highs across the region are consistent, however highs are about a couple degrees lower in Barrie, Guelph, and Kitchener. Barrie has a weather advisory warning for this afternoon as they can expect heavy snow up to 5 centimeters, and it will be snowing until tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. Looking at Toronto's 5-day forecast, I would recommend making indoor plans for late this week. Tomorrow we will see a mix of sun and cloud and a high of only 5 degrees, feeling more like 1 degree. On Friday, we could receive as much as 15 millimeters of rain. The high will be 9, feeling more like 6. so I will be staying inside. This weekend, expect showers on Saturday with a high of 12, feeling more like 9. Sunday's prediction shows sun and cloud, a high of 5 that feels more like 1. Then Monday will most likely start with a mix of sun and rain, a high of 14, feeling more like 12 degrees. Hopefully a warm start to next week. So definitely try and keep yourself warm and dry for these coming days. Thank you, Weather Network, for all of today's data. For On the Record, I'm Ella Laws. Back to you, Jack and Justin.
Thanks, Elle. I'll make sure to dust off my umbrellas for the time being.
The Blue Jays will kick off their new season tomorrow. Their first game will be away against the St. Louis Cardinals. But if you want to catch a game in person, you might have to wait a while. Their home opener is on April 11th.
The TO Food and Drink Fest is running from Friday to Sunday. There will be a variety of culinary workshops where you will have a chance to taste food prepared by celebrity chefs. Tickets are $20 online or $23 at the door. Doors open at 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. On Sunday at noon, this is all happening at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. That's it for today's show. For more stories from our OTR newsroom, please have a look at our website. That's ontherecordnews.ca. I'm Justin Lam.
And I'm Jack Wannen. Have a great day.